I made a shocking discovery today when I was hanging out over at MEUK's Discord server.
Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well, are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well,
level.
If the Earth is a spherical object, P,
Yeah.
then the surface of liquid water must curve, Q.
Yes. If
No,
those
no, no,
were
no, no,
no. If
no,
those
no,
were
no,
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 no. If
no,
those
no,
were
no,
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 no.
no.
Well, hold on. I'm trying to tell you what it tells me. If they were within, a few feet, maybe a few hundred feet, that would be a horizontal plane in between those two markers. Yes, but if you had one end at the north of Scotland and the other end at the bottom of the UK, then the two markers would be the same distance from the center of the Earth, but it wouldn't be a horizontal plane between them, because that would cut a chord through the surface of the Earth, because there is curve. I'll probably
right,
not
so
explain that very well. My line and your line, they are not parallel.
How
With
do you
each
know
other.
that?
Because the Earth is a ball.
It's just the practical use of the word horizontal level.
No, it isn't.
What?
That's a different thing. Level means the
different
same
thing.
distance from the center of the ball.
No, it
different
doesn't.
thing.
It means horizontal.
Right, you go to the nearest beach, to the where the water is. If you were to measure from there to the center of the Earth,
All we're saying, dude, is that level is horizontal. You're saying it's not. Please tell us who's told you that level isn't horizontal.
Plumb Bob, at any point along that mile would be perpendicular to the water. Yes.
Right, okay. So that would make the water level horizontal then.
It would make the water level.
Yeah,
Because if
because
you
you've
took
got
the-
a
if you
plumb
took
bob
those
and
two
it's
plumb bobs-
perpendicular, and perpendicular is horizontal. So
The plumb bob at each end would not be parallel.
it would be vertical though, right?
Yeah. Both of them would be vertical,
And they
but
would
not
be. It
parallel
would
to
still
each
be
other.
perpendicular to the horizontal underneath
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
Okay, and a horizontal
So the
at
level-
each end and a horizontal all the way along the water
No.
level. Yeah.
There would be one level from end to end,
Yep.
but not the same horizontal.
Hey, Mr. Sensible.
This channel.
This channel. This
Yeah,
is
this Discord.
We're just realists around here.
yeah.
Levelers.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
I don't. How do you put it? To explain, the story is, all of us maybe in some way rejected or we didn't fit in with the
Okay.
for various reasons.
Yeah,
Many
we've probably questioned the wrong people. Put it that way.
You were robot in a slight bit there,
How
though.
was that?
Yeah, like for my stories, I got banned for saying the word globalist because it was triggering to globalists, and I was causing problems.
What, on flat channels or globe? Okay.
So basically, a mob, you have to stop calling globalists, or you're banned. Or they didn't even really give me a chance. Actually, I would take that back. It's like, don't call. I think a globalist is. Like a one idea, no other ideas need apply. This is my logic and my reason. Because they don't care what they. There's only one. But there's only space for one idea, a global idea. And apparently that was causing problems.
Mr. Sensible, how would you define flat Earth? Like if I said level is horizontal, what would you say to that?
I would say that level is not the same as level the same as horizontal. If you're talking about things like the ocean, it's level, which is not the same as flat.
Based on what? Your measurement?
Well, I don't
Or
think he
something
said flat,
somebody
did
told
he?
you?
He said
No,
horizontal.
no, he didn't say flat. Horizontal. Well, horizontal would be at 90 the angle to the center of the Earth.
Sorry?
So if you drew a line from the center of the Earth outwards,
Yeah.
okay, then drew a line at 90 degrees across that is horizontal.
What, you... horizontal is a tangent?
Yes.
Okay, where did you get that from?
Well, I'm not quite sure what would you mean by horizontal then?
Well, it's 90 degrees to vertical, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Perpendicular.
To the vertical, yes.
Yeah, to a plumb.
Yes, so basically, I don't think we're disagreeing there, are we?
Well, a level is also perpendicular to plumb, just as vertical is perpendicular to horizontal.
If you assumed for a moment the Earth was flat, okay, we'll do both. If you assumed the Earth was flat, and so all your verticals are actually...
Sorry, what are we assuming again?
If you let's just take as a start point that the Earth is flat.
No, wait a minute. Let's assume that the Earth has topography, and let's assume that the water level is horizontal.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bev, you're
That's much
breaking up.
better. Is it? Am I breaking up?
Yeah, you are.
Better?
Speak for a bit longer.
Do I sound a bit better, or is it?
Still a little bit iffy, but mostly all right.
Change my gain a bit. Is that better?
It sounds
Sounding
clear.
Yeah, sounds clear.
Right. So we assume that there is a topography to the land, and that the water level is horizontal.
I think we need to go through the two scenarios, either flat or globe. What I'm saying
do
is...
it over the water level then, right? I did this yesterday. What channel can you see?
Sorry, what?
Can you see the debate discussion?
I'm looking at I'm in the voice channel right now.
Yeah, just
If you
about.
look at debate discussion, was there an image or something in there?
Yeah, I'll just do that. I'm making a brew for the missus. I'll be back in a minute.
My story, sensible, is I enjoy making memes, especially of you.
Domesticated primate, no less. You used to bug me on my channel, didn't you? My
Yeah,
comments.
I gave up because you're useless.
I
As soon as you did that thing with, what was it, from Australia?
What, Mitch?
At best, you've disproven the radius. That was game over for you, mate.
Have you? Well, you are welcome to take me up on that challenge to win £100.
£100? I don't want £100 of your money.
Okay, fine. You could give it to charity then. You could use it to support a flat Earth channel if you like,
Why would I want to support a flat Earth channel?
or whatever. What? Yeah, because I was grossly misquoted. Do you see Nathan Oakley tried to do that the other day?
I don't
and
watch
what he did-
Nathan.
Okay. Well, what they did was they used that clip, muted the end of what I was saying, and cut it short as well.
Well, what you said was what?
What I said was,
At best, you've
at
disproven the radius.
hold on. You asked me what I said. I said, at best, if everything you said was correct, then you would have disproved the radius of the Earth, not that it's not a globe, not that there's no such thing as refraction. That was the quote.
Yeah, but isn't your radius set in stone? You can't disprove the radius and still live on the same ball.
If everything he said was correct, the radius
And
would have
everything he did say
no,
was
hold on.
correct.
Let me finish. If everything he had said was correct,
Which it
then
was.
it would. if everything he said was correct,
Which
then
it was.
if you're not going to let me answer, there's no bloody point, is there?
Well, that's kind of full stop. It's like you're adding an if and when statement to something that's already been verified.
I've had people like Oakley, Sleepy, and now you, Domesticated, I think, accusing me of saying something I didn't say.
Accusing you, quoting you. More
No,
like.
but what is a quote? A
Some-
quote is the words I used. You're not using the words I used.
At best.
At best, if everything you have said is correct,
There
then
you go, full stop. At best. Everything
Okay,
you said
okay,
was
all right.
correct.
At best, if everything you said was correct, what does that mean then? I haven't finished my freaking sentence, have I? Sorry, I don't
Well,
want to.
you don't need to finish it because everything he said was correct.
Okay, if everything you said was correct, then what?
No, you disproving the radius. So
Hold on, that's no,
radius was
that isn't the word.
disproven.
You can't use half a quote and then say it proves the whole quote when it's not even a quote.
Yeah.
But really,
I said-
really,
I
this
quote.
is this happens
Semantics.
both sides. This happens both sides. Everybody does it to everybody. It's one of the unfortunate side effects of making videos about other people.
See,
You wanna
I'll
rephrase?
discuss this.
Just
I'll
rephrase
discuss- sorry. I will discuss this, but I need to be able to answer. Otherwise, there's no point.
Can you just rephrase it? How would you say it differently now?
No, don't ask him how he'd say it differently because there's no point in that because he's already said it and he's already said at best the radius has been disproven. So you don't.
That's
live
not
on the
what I
ball.
said, though, is it? That
You
is
don't
not
live on
what
the
I
ball
said. You are
think
putting
you live
words
on.
into my mouth. That's a straw man.
Well,
Why did
I'm
we
not.
go back to
It's
this
not a
anyway?
straw, man.
Well, it is. You're saying I said something I didn't
learn
say.
your fallacies.
What did you say? You said you're admitting you're committing a fallacy.
No, I said learn.
No, you said you're
your
admitting you're committing a
fallacies.
fallacy.
I said learn your fallacies.
Oh dear! All right, this is.
Do you not
why
get
are
the
we even
point there,
talking about this?
Domesticated? I misquoted you there. It's not what you said, is it?
Oh shit!
Oh, really? And your point being what?
That I twisted what you said there deliberately, just as you're twisting what I said.
And I said learn your fallacies. And your point is what?
The point is, if I misquote you and say domesticated primate says he commits fallacies, that's not what you said, is it?
No, it's a lie. Because
Exactly, and
This is
that's
it.
what's being said
that's-
about me.
that's
Do you
not
see?
the words I used, but I
Does,
am
any,
using.
does anyone have?
I am using the words you used.
Does anyone have the actual clip handy?
I can get it for you. How will I play it to you, though? Or let's see if I can find an exact timestamp, and I'll drop the timestamp for you. Okay?
I bet you play it on repeat, quaking in your
Well,
boots when you go to
domesticated.
sleep at
I mean,
night.
I'm happy to discuss or argue, but there's no point if lies are being said, is there? It's
not
there on
lies.
video.
You're the one that lied when you said that.
Oh,
I said
well, let's
about-
see what I said. Hold on, give us a chance and I'll find it. Okay, give us a minute.
Sweet.
Hold on, I nearly got it.
Sure, we've been over this a few times, haven't we?
close but no cigar.
Did you? This is about the Black Swan, right?
At best,
Yeah.
we don't live on the ball the size that he thinks we do.
Yeah. Which is
Right, I'll
basically
dro-
what the
I'll-
Black Swan argument was, right?
I'll drop in the link in debate discussion. It's a timestamp link, okay?
Okay. I'll listen to it in a minute. Yeah. Just gonna put my screen on. Have you ever used Discord?
Flat Earth dishonesty.
It's about 15, 20 seconds long.
8:36, is it?
Oh, it said, yeah, something like that.
Okie dokie. There you go. Anyone want to come in on the live stream?
Yeah, I've just listened to it.
Have you?
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. At
At
best,
best, you would
what
have
you
disproved
have
the
done,
radius of the Earth.
that it's not a
correct.
globe,
At best,
not that
you would have
refraction, etc.,
disproved
doesn't exist.
the
Yeah,
radius.
disprove
That's
the
the point.
radius gives you a
Radius.
different size
Yeah.
globe, you muppet.
Yeah.
Yes. That, exactly.
Yes.
You finally
But
got it.
you don't have a different size globe, do you?
No,
You muppet.
hold on. If all the things he had said were correct,
Disproves the
oh, for
globe
God's sake,
you think
will you let me
you
finish
live
the
on.
sentence? Will you let me finish the sentence, domesticated?
Come on, DP.
He's just doing.
I
he's just
know.
Yeah,
telling
we know,
himself
we
he
know,
knows.
but
I
let
know.
him
Come
finish
on,
it.
let him
His
finish
sentence. Come on.
All right.
Thank you. If everything that Mitch had said was correct, then under those circumstances, the globe would have to be a size different to that of our current understanding.
So are
Because the
you
radius-
saying? are
If
you saying-
everything he said was
Okay,
correct.
Well,
Are you
what
saying
didn't he
that
say
what-
correct then, please?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the whole thing about Black Swan and not understanding about the refraction.
Okay.
But you'd
so-
have to watch the whole discussion to know that. The point was the quote was taken out of context, and on Oakley's in particular, it was muted and cut off at the end.
Well, we personally think that this may be why QE's going, right?
What's happened with QE?
He's leaving.
Leaving what? YouTube?
Yeah, he's leaving this
Well, flat Earth.
particular discussion. He's going back to evolution.
Oh,
yeah,
is it?
debating atheists. Yeah.
I tell you
That's
what,
a really-
I will pop you a video that Everett Anderson did in the debate text, and it's only a minute or so. It will give you more clarity.
What, me? To see?
Yeah, if you've never seen
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Bear with me.
So, the Black Swan argument wasn't properly logicked, was it? It wasn't made into its simplest form, which is what you do with logic.
Right. So should I have a look at his QE thing quickly, or
If you
Yeah,
want.
go for it.
yeah?
Go for it.
I'll just switch
Quite
off my headphones and mic for a sec while I watch that. Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right, he's gone for a minute. He's come in here for a reason.
Yep.
He's pissed off that Cooey and Nathan have done something which we have nothing to do with. So that conversation is done with. Let's get him on to.
Getting on to the basic logic. I want him to get him to hear our.
Yeah,
Yep.
I just wanted to wind him up a second. That's all.
Don't run him off, DP.
No, I won't. I'm pushing him, but I'm backing off. You know,
All right, that's cool.
we can't all be yes, sir. You're right, sir.
It's ma'am anyway, thank you.
All right. Just for you, Emma, and Cleary.
Don't. Shills will get hold of that and they'll start saying Cleary's a tranny, man.
They already have, haven't they?
At the weekend, Cleary wears a dress.
Me and you are doing all right, Emma. I don't think we've ever been questioned by Shields yet. It must be our bud. Not that I've heard of yet, anyway.
Oh, I don't know. At some point, I'll piss someone off and they'll call me a tranny.
I'm
It'll
sure
happen.
that's Smooth. I listened back to Smooth this morning, Bev, and he does sound like Brenda.
Brenda?
I said Brenda.
Yeah. The mannerisms and, the colloquialisms, and
It's not, though.
Oh.
there is a slight Brenda-ish lilt to it.
It's not, though.
So he's basically leaving arguing the flat Earth.
Sounds like it.
Does indeed.
I think mainly because he fluffed the logic thing. Because if you listen to the full thing, he said he if he had to give advice to people, he would advise them to start with logic in the future.
Which is what we've been doing here
Yeah.
for how long?
All the time.
All the time.
Which is why when we initially looked at that one where you said you've just been over it with DP, at best,
Yeah.
well, we checked it out, and the logic is pretty sound. It just wasn't simplified down to the true thing of what you do with logic.
Are you talking about the actual Black Swan wasn't simplified?
Yeah, that whole argument, because I mean, like a black swan argument that's a different argument than the original one, right? The black swan's just all you need to do is to find one to disprove it, right? And that picture was meant to be the one picture that QE chose, that he was going to disprove the radius, right? So that's that whole black swan thing has been taken from a logical argument and turned into a picture that people then go, oh, look, it's got a wobbly arm on it.
Well, it was rather distorted.
Well, okay,
Yeah,
but
that's not
the argument was
argument.
rather distorted as well, wasn't it? Because it wasn't simplified. So did you get did you get a chance to look in the debate text?
Sorry, I've looked at that quantum eraser video. Are you talking about going back?
Just a bit
Was there
above it.
There's been a whole discussion.
No, it's just a bit above it. There's a logical statement.
Can you
refined? Well, do you want to hear it? I'll give it you now.
Yeah, but who made the comment?
What?
It's Bev.
Me.
Bev at 15:04.
Yeah.
Oh, it won't be. It'll be 4 minutes past the hour for you.
He's UK.
Oh yeah, of course you are.
Three
Why
or
do
four.
I just assume everyone's
Well,
in
obviously
the
it does curve since the Earth is a sphere.
No.
Is that...
The one just before that.
The image.
Yes.
The image. Oh, right. Okay, let me have a
If
quick look.
the Earth is a spherical object, P,
Yeah.
then the surface of liquid water must curve, Q.
Yes.
A water level is a tool for establishing a horizontal plane of reference. And then there's a little drawing there to show you what a water level, the tool, does. Call that little bit underneath it the infinite water level.
Okay. Well, if it was infinite, I mean, if it was, let's say that was a metre long, then you're not going to be able to see the difference. If that was several kilometres long, it would be following a curve.
Okay, so you are willing to say that a water level, although it being a tool for establishing a horizontal plane of reference, when scaled, that straight line will curve.
Hang on, Bev. I'm just going to drop that that animation that I did in there. I just want to see if he agrees with the premise of the animation.
Okay.
Bev,
And
is that right?
Bev,
Yeah.
Bev,
I'll play
instead of your water level, let's say you had a steel bar that doesn't bend at all under any circumstances. Okay.
Okay.
And it could be hundreds of miles long. If you laid that on the Earth,
Yeah.
then in the centre of that steel bar, it would be flat on the ground. Flat's the wrong word. Okay, it would be touching the ground.
Yep.
As you go further and further away
Yep.
from the centre towards each end, it would be a lifting away from the surface of the Earth.
And what basis do you say that under?
No, that's what I'm saying. So that would be.
Yeah, but what I know
horizontal.
that's what you're saying.
Yeah,
But what do you base that on?
because we know that the horizon drops.
Oh. How do you know that?
Because you can see images with water level up a mountain or whatever, and the horizon is lower.
That's because they're two different levels. Do you want to watch that?
Hold on, I've just. Oh, it's a.
It's a
Yeah, just
movie.
click
It's
on
an
it.
image.
Just
Okay,
click on it. It's
one
just an
second.
animation. It will play
Oh.
as you
Oh, let me try
talk
again.
to us.
Just go enlarge it.
I've got pictures running in front of mine.
I'm sure you've seen it before, Bev.
Yeah.
Once or twice.
if we put this to a video, though, I might have to add it in somehow. Jazz it up.
Just as an aside, Domesticated Private, do you have a channel?
No, I do.
No.
Well, you mean
Oh, you do?
YouTube?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Also, Teespring.
Oh, yeah, Teesprings, Domesticated Primate. Go check it out.
Where's your channel? Because I've never seen your stuff.
Who said I've got any stuff on my channel?
Yeah. It's all here, mainly. You look at the beginning of all of my videos if you want to see stuff. That's where it is, mainly.
So your question, Domesticated Primate question. Yeah? Question mark, Domesticated Private question.
Yes.
Okay. Right, well, I'll have a look at your channel sometime, see what stuff there is on there.
There's only 4 or 5 videos on there.
Oh, okay.
They were done over a year ago.
Well, I like the Star Wars graphic.
Well, this is going a bit off subject. Do you agree with the premise of the animation that you've just seen?
Oh, yes. Yes, the water would show at the same marker at each end.
What does that tell you?
Well, again, it's going to depend on scale. If those were no. Well, hold on. I'm trying to tell you what it tells me. If they were within, a few feet, maybe a few hundred feet, that would be a horizontal plane in between those two markers. Yes, but if you had one end at the north of Scotland and the other end at the bottom of the UK, then the two markers would be the same distance from the centre of the Earth, but it wouldn't be a horizontal plane between them, because that would cut a chord through the surface of the Earth, because there is curve. I'm probably not explaining that very well.
So are you saying that everything between the two ends of the water level would bulge from one end, would bulge upwards and then back down to the water level at the other end?
You would, yes. It would cut a chord. So, excuse me. Yes, in effect, there's what you call a bulge in between the two.
How do you mean in effect? If you're cutting,
well, it's not really a bulge because it's the same distance from the centre of the Earth. But
if you're cutting a chord across a sphere, then from one set point to the other set point, either end of that chord, it must bulge upwards.
Well,
or does it drop down?
Drop down would be.
Also, how far would you have to go to show this? How long?
What curve?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long of a water level would you expect to start showing this curve?
Not that long, actually. Someone is just. I'm doing a show where I've invited people to do 1-minute debunks of flat Earth and other conspiracies, and a guy's actually submitted a little video to me, and he shows these things called something like drag tanks, used for testing models of ships and boats, scale models, and they're a few hundred meters long. These tanks of water, and the equipment that drags the models along
goes over a curve. Yeah.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
A few hundred meters. Brilliant. Fantastic.
Can I just get this? Is he cutting a chord with a bulge in the centre? Or do you,
it's cutting.
Do you have a drop down?
It would be a
from
secant
one
then.
point?
See, the thing is, I don't think
the secant in the middle is where you get your rise from. Right, that secant is from the chord in the centre, and that secant in the middle of the distance actually raises as a function of the distance of the water, right?
I'm not really sure what you're saying.
Well, your model. I can tell you your model that over a mile, you say there is a drop of 8 inches, right? Which makes the secant in the middle. It makes the secant in the middle.
Hang on, Bev. He said no, he doesn't. What does he
fair
think?
enough.
8 inches per mile squared, which is important. That 8 inches per mile squared is just a rough guide, and that's not a formula for a sphere. It's a parabola.
Okay. So,
you're
not going with 8 inches, though. What's the closest you've measured? What's the Go on, give us the closer measurement.
I haven't taken that as a measurement. I don't have the equipment or ability.
But
to
you know
do
it's
that.
not 8.
Well, I wouldn't be working in inches anyway. But
Okay, what would you work in then?
a
What
good- listen,
what isn't
listen,
it?
I'll happily say it's a good rough guide for a number of miles. The exact number of miles I don't know. Maybe 50, 60, 70 miles, something like that. It's a rough guide. That's what it is. Beyond that, it gets more and more inaccurate.
About 20. How's that? 24. 240. No, 204 mil. How's that? Better for you. It's not 204 mil squared.
Sorry, you're muddling me now. I'm not quite sure what you're saying there, Beth.
You said it wasn't 8 inches per mile squared, so I gave you the millimetre change. 204 millimetres, 8 inches.
Well, the thing is...
But you say it's not that, so can you tell us what it is?
It's not this 8 inches per mile
Well,
squared.
what is it then?
Well, that's a totally wrong formula. Do you understand what a parabola
It's not
is?
it's not a formula. I'm asking you for a measurement, not a formula. I'm asking you for a measurement.
Well, I do not...
Of what the alleged drop is.
Yeah.
You're
How would
telling
you
us
pro-
what it
how-
isn't,
how would you
but you can't
propose-
tell us what it is. What's
How-
wrong with that?
How would you propose that I measure over a distance of a mile a drop of 8
Hey,
inches?
you have come to the right place, Mr. Sensible.
Oh, have I?
Oh, yes, you have. But first of all, what we need to establish is that your secant, the 8-inch drop that you don't have, right? The one that you can't measure and the one that you haven't measured, that you
Not
say
me,
it isn't.
have-
Yeah, but you did just say that. But let me get through your geometrics, right? The geometric function of what you're saying. The secant is a half distance, and because of the squared function, like you just said, there is a quarter function on the secant. So 8 inches makes the secant 2 inches. Would you go along with that?
I tell you, I do apologise. Can you repeat that, Beth? No. Sorry, I was reading something. If you could please.
Okay, the over. Do you want to? You got your record button going?
No, I'm not recording this. Okay, I'm happy to say right now I am not recording. Okay,
It doesn't matter. If over that 1 mile you have you don't have an 8-inch drop, right? And because you don't have that 8-inch drop, that the secant of that, because you'd call that a chord, wouldn't you? From one end to the other over a mile.
yes.
That isn't 8 inches. But that would make the secant in the middle is the height of the little bit of a curve above, right? Above the chord.
Yeah.
That would make a quarter function distance because of the squared function of the 8. So that makes it 2 inches. Okay, now I guess that would be where you could measure if you were ever trying to do that with a test or something. But because of that function, what I was asking you was, if you extend that distance to 2 miles, then the total drop that you wouldn't have should be 32 inches. But that secant, being a quarter function, turns to 8 inches. But whereas before, with the 1 mile, you had an 8-inch drop. Now that you've gone 2 miles, that 8-inch drop has turned into an 8-inch rise, hasn't it?
A rise.
Well, it's because the chord is 2 miles long, and the secant is above that, isn't it?
I think part of this is
Just talking about on the geometrics of your model that you don't have, and you don't know the measurements.
If you were at one end, we're using very small distances.
What, a mile? You class a mile as a small distance?
Well, in scale of the Earth, yes. Just leave
scale.
the Earth aside. What I'm saying is, if you've got
We're not the
a
Earth is.
circle-
We're talking about the water. The Earth has got nothing to do with this bit. It's just
well, it
just the
has
water.
because it follows. What
surface
I'm trying to
of-
say is
Surface
if you're
of liquid
stood-
water, right? Remember the
you're
premise
stood-
for the consequent, antecedent
If you're-
consequent.
If you're on the surface, you're stood vertically. If you looked in one direction, assuming you were tall enough or whatever, and there was no atmospherics to disturb what you were seeing, then the surface of the Earth or water would, I'm saying, appear to curve downwards. And from the point where you're stood to another point, you could cut a chord. If you looked along that chord, then you would see a hump. If you looked out over the surface, you would see a drop. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, we're just talking about the geometry and the
I don't know how
practical.
we quite got onto.
test
I'm
of
not
it.
quite sure how we got onto this anyway.
Because it's Black Swan simplified, right? It takes all of that looking and the refraction and what you just did. It takes all of that out of the argument with pure geometry. This and practical tools as well. The practical use of a water level and practical tools levels used by surveyors.
Can I just ask Mr. Sensible if he understands what you're saying with the chord and the secant at 1 mile? Do you understand that premise?
Well, I'm
Mr.
not sure
Sensible?
whether I do what he do understand exactly what he's saying. No.
Right, you know what a secant is, don't you?
Well, I'll be honest and say I had not heard of one before.
Right,
That's what I was reading
if
when I
If you
got.
take your mile long, right, and you say there is a hump of a curve between the 2 points, you take a centre point of that mile long chord, and
Yeah.
then you draw a straight line
Yep.
straight up to the centre of
Yep.
the distance between the two ends of the curve. That distance between your chord and the line of your curve is your secant.
Yes. So you're basically talking about the height of the hump.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's not
Exactly.
really a hump, is it?
No. I know it's not. I know, but
You
in
can't
common
measure a
parlance-
curve. You could have a tilt, right? From one end point to that would be a tilt. In
Well,
reality,
so you're stood on the top of a ball. You're looking to another point further round the ball. The surface appears to drop.
why are we standing on top of a ball?
Well, I'm trying to.
At the moment, we're just talking about geometry. I'm trying to
Okay.
ascertain whether you understand the fundamentals of the geometry that Bev is explaining to you.
Well, I'm trying to confirm that my understanding of what you're saying is correct.
Yeah,
If you
but
took,
we don't need to be on the surface of a ball to understand.
no, okay, forget ball.
The geometry.
A circle. If you take a point on the edge of a circle, and you are, in effect, you are at that point looking across the circle, then that line drops away.
Geometry, what you're looking for.
Well, I'm not sure what you're arguing.
Well, no. You see, what we said, right, that the surface of the liquid water is a
Yes.
horizontal plane. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but a horizontal plane is like a two-dimensional surface in a very, very particular position. Right? Like the horizontal plane is perpendicular to vertical.
And what is vertical? Vertical is from the centre outwards, isn't it?
No, vertical is just what a plumb bob does, right? I mean, that
Yeah. And
line.
what does a plumb bob do? It goes towards the centre.
No, it just it hangs downwards in
Towards
that
the centre.
direction. Well, to the bottom.
And why does it do that then?
Well, see, your horizontal is perpendicular to that vertical, right?
Yes.
Now, that horizontal is the surface of the water,
That's
A-
why I
a
was saying
level.
to you, right.
but it's
That's what I was
it's
saying.
a straight line, isn't it?
That's what I was trying to say to you at the top of this, taking the two examples with a flat and a globe Earth. Okay, with a straight line and a circle.
Yeah, but a straight line
What does
doesn't
level mean?
curve, does it?
No. I'm saying if you had a straight line, then all verticals are at 90 degrees to it, and your horizontal is at 90 degrees to it. So it's
Yeah.
It's horizontal. That's nice and easy. It's
Yeah.
parallel to that flat, level,
Yes.
straight surface.
Yes.
With a sphere, level, in effect, is a circle larger than the circle
Sorry.
you're...
Yeah,
you're
but what geometry would you be using when you say that?
I tell you, can you give us 1 second? Just 1 sec. Sorry, my heating was going overboard. What geometry would I use to describe that,
When
did
you say that, yeah, because perpendicular is the relationship of one straight line to another, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Now, vertical and horizontal are perpendicular. Would you give me that?
Vertical and horizontal are perpendicular to each other, yes.
Okay, right. So they're both straight lines.
Now, that depends.
What do you mean? They have to be straight lines. That's what perpendicular means. It's a relationship of one straight line to another.
Right, if you take your circle, you've got a centre point, draw a line out from that centre point, it crosses the actual circle. If you draw a horizontal line from that, that's perpendicular to that first line. What happens if you're a quarter of the way round a circle?
You
It's a
wouldn't have a
different-
horizontal, would you? Because a horizontal and a vertical are positions in reality. They're not on pieces of paper, and you can't mess about with them on a circle and draw tangents and label them horizontal. It doesn't work like that.
Okay, so if you've got a clock, drawing a line for
We're talking about geometry now, right?
Yes, yeah, I know.
Okay, so
What-
you'll use the definitions within geometry.
I will use them.
Okay.
No, look, you've got a clock, you draw a line out towards and through the 12 o'clock position, draw a level. However, if you draw a line out to 3 o'clock, that gives you another vertical that goes from the
That's
centre
not.
of the clock to the
That's not vertical.
That's what I'm saying. What does vertical mean to you?
It's a position in reality.
Yeah, but what does it mean? Do you mean that all verticals point towards what?
They're just like you can get a plumb bob out, right, which is a tool. Anywhere you can do it at any time, and you can take that out, and that is what signifies as a vertical. Okay, it's one of your reference frames.
So would you envisage then that if you were assuming the Earth was a globe, the water would pour off the bottom?
Are you asking me to envisage something? Like,
Yes,
what
I'm
was
asking you
that?
to envisage.
What we do here, Mr. Sensible, is reality.
Yes, but
So
you can't just...
what is it you are asking me to
You obviously have... I'll tell you what I'm asking you,
Do.
or asking you to explain, is what is down? Because you have a different concept of down than I do.
what do you mean?
Because I was trying to give an example by using a clock.
Okay,
If
well,
you were
I'll give you
down
an
at 3 o'clock
example
is
then.
towards
Okay,
the centre.
okay. Let's say you're standing. Let's say you're standing on the floor, right? Then
Yes.
down would be towards your feet,
Yes,
and up would be above your head.
yes.
Yeah, there you go.
And if you're in Australia,
I would be standing on the floor,
yeah.
and
Can I have
down.
a guess here, Bev?
No, just
Go on,
let him
go on,
finish. Yeah.
Down would be in the direction of your feet, and up would be... Oh, I can get this. Above your head.
Good. Yeah, got it.
Yeah,
In one.
got it.
Right.
One.
Now, if you drew a line through you from your feet to your head, okay, an imaginary line out the top of your head and down your feet
Yep.
into the ground, then that person in Australia, their line would not be parallel with a person at the North Pole.
Sorry?
If you are stood at the North Pole, down is to your feet, up is at the top of your head. Yeah, we've established that, and I'm not disagreeing.
Like, I don't know. With the North Pole, can you
Well, at any point,
be
that's
stood there? Have you seen
Bristol.
it? I think it's meant to be in the water, right?
any point
Isn't it?
that you're
Is there actually a North Pole there?
you're changing the subject.
It's
No,
just
no,
a big
you're
hole.
telling me I'm standing somewhere. I need to know where I'm
Okay,
standing.
you're there in your office or in your living room, wherever the hell you are right
Yep.
now, Bev.
Okay,
you stood
on the
there,
floor.
On the floor. Down is through your feet into the earth.
Yep.
Up is at the top of your head.
We'll call it nadir and zenith.
Okay, that's fine.
Brilliant.
Now I'm here in the middle of the UK, sitting in my office. So I stand up, down goes to my feet, up comes out the top of my head, exactly the same as for you.
Yep.
Now, if we took those two lines, my line and your line, they are not parallel.
How would
with
you know
each other.
that?
Because the Earth is a ball.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying.
Have you
Down.
got any geometry to support that? Are you just saying because the Earth is a ball and expecting that to be your answer?
How tall are you? Let's say you're 6 foot exactly.
Hang on.
No.
Answer the question.
And I am 6 foot exactly
Do
as
you
well.
have any
Trying to
As Bev
explain because we were talking about level of water.
It was a closed question. It requires a yes or a no answer.
Ask your question again, Bev.
I say, do you have any geometry to support what you've just said? Or are you just going to say, because it's a ball? And think you're going to get away with it?
Earth curve. No, I'm not trying to avoid anything. I'm really not. Earth curve is measured, not by me.
By whom?
Well,
please. You know what we do here. Have you never heard of what we do here?
I've never been to this channel before or this Discord before.
Well, like we have been doing this quite a lot. I mean, extensively, really.
We've had lots of chats with lots of different people who claim the Earth is measured. What do they use to measure this curvature, Mr. Sensible? What tools and equipment?
Well, I am not a surveyor that does that sort of thing. I
what
don't know all
tools
that.
and equipment would you
Well,
imagine
I
they use then?
Well, I don't know if they use lasers and levels and lenses.
Can you just give us a name of someone? Because I mean, like you've never done it, but you claim somebody has done it. Who's told you that they've done this? Or are you just imagining? Like you imagine there's some sort of geometry that backs it as well, and you've got loads of people that have done this, but none of them will come to talk to us.
And
like,
you can't name
we tell
any
you.
of them.
We can tell you that there's not one person has ever gave us any sort of valid, even method that they could come up with that they could do this. But there's lots of people like you that claim that it's it's easily doable, and it's definitely a ball.
Well,
but you don't have any proof. You've got nothing.
Well, have you heard about my MAGE experiment?
Sorry?
Have you heard about my MAGE experiment?
MAGE.
Yeah. That's just an acronym, Mission Above Globe Earth. I'm sending up a weather balloon to approximately 39 kilometres with cameras and a reference frame that will show that there's no distortion to photograph the curve of the Earth.
Yeah, you're talking about optics over a long distance. We've firmly established this doesn't work. This is why you don't agree with the black swan image.
I'll be above 99% of the atmosphere.
Why are you dealing with optics over a long distance to try and prove something that has never proven anything? It's a pointless exercise.
Well, if I bring back a photograph which shows my reference frame, which is two taut lines, so that you can take the image and you can see that it's not distorted. Whatever. Yeah, so if I come back with an actual photograph using a non-distorting lens and a reference frame that also can be used to show that the image is not distorted, if you can see a curve there, job done.
It's optics over a long distance. It's distorted.
How soon? When are you doing this? Is it well funded?
Well, I had one attempt, Bev, but there was a manufacturing fault with the balloon. I have got a video out. You can see it if you wish. A manufacturing fault with the balloon. So it had a slow puncture, so it only got up to 5.25 kilometres, which obviously won't show anything either way. And were due to do it. Hold on, what's the date today? Before this Saturday, 26th. Unfortunately, with the weather, it's not going to be good enough. So we got a new launch window of the 3rd to the 6th of October. Is our
Nice.
next.
Is it well funded? Like, I mean, well, I would
It's
imagine
funded
it's
enough,
quite costly. That.
It's not as costly as you'd thought. Although, having said that, with the first shot, we actually lost a camera because it got dragged along the ground, and that cost me 150 quid to replace.
Where are you
So-
doing this from?
So where?
Hmm.
In the UK.
Yeah. Obviously, you're in the UK.
Yeah.
Where in the UK?
What are you talking along the lines of should someone come and watch? Unfortunately, the person who is aiding me, who is an experienced high altitude balloonist,
look,
anonymous,
I
and so doesn't want the location
I don't
known.
want to come and watch you launch a freaking balloon. I'm just asking you where in the UK you are launching this from.
On the western side of the UK.
The western side of the UK. Okay. And how long do you expect your balloon to be in the air?
About 2.5 hours.
About 2.5 hours. And rotation speed of your ball Earth at the western location of your...
Well, actually, the wind overcomes anything like that. If you're going
the wind overcomes the rotation speed. So you've got a wind that's blown at over 800 miles an hour to keep your balloon...
No, that... Oh, God. No. It actually blows in two directions. For the
Yeah.
first... No.
Okay. Okay, whatever you want.
Well...
Whatever you need, Mr. Sensible. The wind that blows in two directions.
For
On a
four.
ball
Yes.
Earth
We've
that's
got
spinning.
4. Yeah.
Four?
No.
That's nice. Yeah. I
Primate.
pictured 4.
Primate. When you launch a balloon, it goes up at height, and as it reaches higher heights, the wind is in different directions. You've heard of things like jet streams and things like that, so it changes direction.
Yeah, I've heard of those.
Okay, if you don't believe me, have a look at Overlook Horizon. He's done lots of balloon launches, and often with maps showing the direction of travel. And with
Okay.
prediction software, you can predict within just a few miles of where it's going to land.
It's not in lockstep then, or
No.
not all
No.
of the air,
Well, the air is moving around. Yeah,
But not
but
in-
not in
you get
lockstep.
Not
wind. No,
lockstep.
not in lockstep.
Oh,
But-
okay then. So
No, I know what you're saying, but
yeah, like yeah.
yes, I do know exactly what you're trying to intimate.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah.
So, like, have you got anything to say that why you think there's a curvature in the water level? Because, like, surely you
No, the water is level. It's
doesn't matter,
level.
the
Yes.
wind
Level is
overcomes
not the
everything.
same as flat.
level is horizontal. It's just the practical use of the word horizontal level.
No, it isn't.
What?
That's a different thing. Level means the
different
same
thing.
distance from the centre of the ball.
No, it
different
doesn't.
thing.
It means horizontal.
Okay, you're driving along. No. I'm trying to think of another example that
Let's
might
say
explain.
I'm
Hang
a
on, Has
surveyor.
he got a citation for the last phrase he just said? Level is what?
Something to the centre of.
Of
Level-
He just,
some-
If
made,
you
he
were
just
talking
made it
about
up.
a-
Come on, he just
No,
made
I
it up.
haven't made it up.
Well, have you got
Yeah,
a
you did.
citation for that?
Okay, if
Or
you're
a
if you're
reference or something,
if you're
or is it
stood,
just words?
right, you go to the nearest beach, to the where the water is. If you were to measure from there to the centre of the earth, then go to a beach across the ocean. and
measure from
the
where?
centre of the earth. It's the same. It's
How do you do that, please? Just give us a quick
Oh my
a quick
God.
measure to the centre
I'm
of the
trying
earth,
to explain
please.
what level is.
A long tape measure, Bev, or would it be a stick, like a meter stick, like you've got with your theodolites, and you just
Oh.
poke it down a long, deep hole? Job done.
How do you measure to the centre?
I don't.
Okay.
You don't.
Who does then, please?
What name, phone number, or
No,
or
just
what are they?
Yeah, just like your best surveyor from your side of the people. When you obviously you're chatting amongst you and your mates, and you're all going, you know, what's your best? Well, I do balloons and take pictures of curves, and then other people are like, oh yeah, I measure measure the radius. That's me. I do that. That one. That dude. I presume he might be a surveyor. I'd hope he was a surveyor anyway.
There's all sorts of things they do. Things like, what do they call them? Where they measure the P waves and S waves. The name escapes.
Who does that?
You can snigger all you like, but
well, none of that
using
swearing
the
in
times
those.
of
You don't use
arrival,
those
P
words
waves
here,
and S
please.
waves gives you the shape of the inside of the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So, who can you give us a name of anyone, or you just sort of?
I can't give you.
Okay, you
That's
just sort of
ridiculous.
chat anonymously.
Do you think nuclear power is a real thing?
Pardon?
As
Hang
in
on,
power
why are you-
stations.
why are you
Can you give me a
chucking in
name
an
of someone who can
obfuscation?
explain?
Why are you going down here? We're not talking about nuclear power. We're
No,
talking about
no, but
geometry.
you're asking for the ridiculous. So
we're
No,
talking
you're
about
just making a
geometry.
claim. You made a claim that it's definitely a ball shape, and we're saying all we're saying, dude, is that level is horizontal. You're saying it's not. Please tell us who's told you that level isn't horizontal.
What is horizontal? I told you if you had a steel bar that didn't bend and you laid it on the earth and it was hundreds of miles long, each end would be stuck up in the sky. It's horizontal at the point where it's touching the surface. It's horizontal. It's a tangent. That is horizontal. It's at 90 degrees. It's perpendicular to the vertical, but each end is stuck up in the air. How would that be possible? By the way, I've just dropped the link to the Mage flight, the initial one. If any of you interested in looking at it, the balloon flight, the first one.
Wouldn't hold your breath.
So you're saying
well, fair
then,
enough. Then, if you're not going to look at my stuff domesticated, why should I listen to anything you say?
Well, you don't have to. I'm
so
not
you're
saying
saying
you
that on the water, if imagine that we've got a canal, let's say, that's a mile long, and then if we were to put a horizontal up to it, then you would say what there would be a drop, would there?
Each end. Well, you talking about one end.
Depends where you
You've
are.
got a mile long. You've got
Yeah,
a
yeah,
mile long.
yeah.
Canal.
Let's put you at the beginning of the mile, right? Canal.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
And then what happens to like a mile away? The water in that canal. What's up with that? What's the difference?
Well, if I am stood at one end,
Yeah.
looking absolutely perpendicular to the vertical,
Looking.
then the far.
No,
yeah,
we're
I'm
just
stood dead
concerned about the water level.
straight.
aren't-
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm going to tell you.
I don't
So
care
I'm
if
stood
you've got
perfectly
a
vertical.
stone under your shoe or something. Okay.
So I am looking absolutely horizontal, i.e., at a perpendicular angle to the vertical. Then the far end of that canal water would be slightly lower than my eye level.
Okay, but lower than the horizontal. But if
Lower than the horizontal, yes.
okay, but if you were to
But
drop
by
a
how
plumb bob over the water, right?
At every point,
Yeah,
it would be pointing towards the centre of the Earth.
it would be horizontal with the water, like there would be perpendicular to the water level, right?
Plumb bob at any point along that mile would be perpendicular to the water. Yes.
Right. Okay, so that would make the water level horizontal then.
It would make the water level.
Yeah,
Because
but
if
yeah,
you took
because
the-
you've
if
got
you
a plumb
took
bob
those
and
two
it's
plumb bobs-
perpendicular, and perpendicular is horizontal. So
The plumb bob at each end would not be parallel.
it would be vertical, though, right?
Yeah. Both of them would be vertical,
And they
but
would
not
be. It
parallel
would
to
still
each
be
other.
perpendicular to the horizontal underneath
Yes.
them.
Yep.
Okay, and a horizontal at
level.
each end and a horizontal all the way along the water
No.
level. Yeah.
There would be one level from end to end,
Yep.
but not the same horizontal.
What?
Hey, Mr. Sensible, you talk about these things because someone told you you live on a ball and these things happen, but you yourself have never measured or observed these things you speak of, correct?
Well, that is why I'm doing that mage flight, I'm actually doing an experiment. Obviously, I can't cover absolutely everything, but you
how's this
saying
an
that, and actually, it's
experiment?
really interesting saying about the
how is
canal,
it an
because one thing I'm
experiment?
thinking of doing is that Bedford level experiment.
How is your balloon thing an experiment?
Because by varying the height, we can see a different amount of
Very
curve.
enough.
So, dude, have you
don't see what's
seriously? You've
Your
never
phone
heard of what
sensible.
our test?
Sorry, your test. Which test?
Yeah, you've never heard of this.
Which test?
The water level test.
Yeah, but
Or the level test. The practical, repeatable, observable level test. Have you never heard of it?
You're talking about this canal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm twins, I'm stood at each end of the canal. At each end of the canal, I'm stood vertical, perpendicular to the surface at that point.
Yep.
If I drew laser light out of my eyes, then the two of them would be at a slight different angle to each other.
What, they
Super
both
sensible.
wouldn't be horizontal? Or there would be, the horizontal would be at an angle to the other horizontal?
Yes. The two horizontals are not the same, but they're both. I'm still 6 foot tall each end, and do you see what I mean? The
I don't know. It sounds to me like you've just said you want to say bendizontal. Sounds like you so want to say bendizontal, but you don't geometrically know what you're talking about. It sounds like you're lost at the minute.
I'm not lost. It's just I don't know how much of this is miscommunication, how much is misunderstanding
How
between the
much
two
of
of us.
I think
It's
Sorry?
miscommunication.
What was that,
Mr.
domesticated?
Sensible,
How much of
the
what
things
is
you say-
miscommunication?
Of what we're saying, because you're using a term like horizontal interchangeably with level. They are not the same thing.
They are the same thing. Can you
Mr. Sensible.
provide a citation that says they're not the same thing?
Horizontal versus level.
versus.
Yeah, because if you're saying we're talking about them not being the same thing.
Okay.
Just a definition of one or two.
I just don't understand why you can't understand, Mr. Sensible, that everything you say is based on a presupposition of a ball. None of
And
these things you've measured.
unprovable.
No, but Cleary, have you seen either the photos or videos where people have used a U-shaped water level and looking across the surface when you're down at the beach? Then the horizon is pretty much level with that. But when you go up a mountain,
that's-
it's below because there is drop.
Yeah, they're
not
two different
No.
levels, right? They're two
Two
different.
different
Yeah, actually, you said that before, Ben. What do you mean
Horizontal.
two different
Use-
depth levels?
You can't use the water level as an optical tool.
Uh,
over
No, that is showing that you're looking horizontally.
Mhm.
Because,
Yeah, and the
because
other
you've got your water
horizontal-
level test.
The other
You've got your
horizontal
water level
won't
test,
ever
which you said
rise
about.
to it because horizontals don't do that, do they?
Take
They're
a glass,
straight.
Take a glass of water and look through it and see if you can match it up with anything around you. That's just silly.
No, have you seen the photos we're talking about, Cleary? Because Bev, your own.
Do you
or
know
whoever it was,
how a water level actually works? You don't take them up to the top of mountains and do that, what you've seen with them. That's not the use of a water level. That's how people fool you into thinking things. Yes, it is.
we were told by flat earthers that the horizon rises to eye level.
Well,
By
dude,
looking at
you're
across
not
at that
talking to a flat earther at the minute. You are talking to a realist, talking to a leveler, right? And I'll tell you
a
that
leveler. What's a leveler?
I'm here. I'm telling you now. I'm here because Fight the Flat Earth, right? I said to Fight the Flat Earth that the horizon doesn't rise to eye level. It cannot rise to eye level because
that's
levels do not rise. Do you know what he did? Called me a child abuser.
Well, I mean that.
So have
From
you
what-
heard of my
based on what
water
you
level
said,
test
that's
yet?
unfair, but I
Have you
don't
heard of-
operate
have you
like-
heard of us
Bev,
yet?
I don't operate like that. I don't call people names like that. Okay.
Right. Well,
Do you agree with the premise that Bev has put forward, though?
Well, which one? Because every time we get
The
part way, we seem
horizon
to jump to
doesn't
something else.
rise to eye level, as you have just claimed.
No, it wasn't my claim. I said it was a flat earther claim.
Oh,
I do not think that the horizon rises to eye level.
Right, so according to Fight the Flat Earth, then you are a flat earther.
No, because it's flat earthers
Yes.
who say
Yes.
that horizon rises. No, because by definition, a globe believer, for want of a better expression, would say that from any point the horizon drops. You know, the surface drops away
According to
from you.
Fight the Flat Earth, you are a flat earther.
Well, I think there's I don't know. I'd like to see a video clip where he's saying that or explanation, because I don't know what background is.
I'm not so sure about that, but you'd agree that that it's not a bad thing to say that the horizon, right, doesn't rise because they're two different levels, right?
Well, you see, but with the argument where flat earthers have said horizon rises to eye level, then looking across a water level, a U-shaped water level, that would demonstrate that they were wrong in that claim, saying a horizon rises to eye level. So if you're not claiming that, then there's no point in us arguing that, because we're agreeing anyway.
Yeah, I'm not arguing it. I'm
Yeah.
just saying
No,
that it's
arguing as in
the reason it doesn't rise is because the horizontals don't ever meet, right? Parallel lines don't ever meet.
But if you were looking along a train track, as you look in the distance, they appear to meet, don't they? So if you were laying with your head, if you were laying with your head on one
we're not talking
rail,
about appearances. We're talking about actual physical meeting.
no, of course horizontals don't meet.
Parallels.
Sorry, yes, parallels don't meet. Of
And
course.
horizontals as well, by extension. Cause
Well, you're saying that the two of them are parallel, aren't you?
yeah, geometrically, you would agree, wouldn't you?
That two flat surfaces that
The
are
two horizontals that are different. Like, let's say you've got
Different- yeah, I know what you're
you've got
saying.
one
Yeah.
horizontal and then like another one a foot
Above it.
higher. Yeah, like a
Yeah.
elevation.
They
one
wouldn't
foot
meet.
elevation. Right. Okay.
But if you had your head in between and looked along them, they would appear to meet, but they're not
Yeah,
meeting.
perspective
Just like
compression.
train tracks appear to meet.
yeah,
but
yeah.
they're not.
Perspective compression, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the function of the stadia hairs within an optical device, such as a
But-
level or a theodolite.
But what I would be saying is, if you took your theoretical line, your theoretical dead straight line a foot above the surface of the Earth.
Well, it's a practical tool, right? A level is a practical tool, so it's not theoretical. You can produce it as a.
Yeah, but we're
in
still
reality.
talking at cross purposes. What is level? If I was,
I was waiting for you to provide a definition.
Yeah.
So that kind of went by the wayside.
well, level means an unchanging
A
height.
definition, citation, not your opinion.
Well, I'd like you to give me a definition then. That
No,
this-
you're the one that's trying to define the word.
well,
You're
you've
the one
defined
that
it.
you are the one that has been asked to supply your
You want a
definition.
dictionary
Okay.
definition.
You guys
That'd
have
be
said
alright.
that horizontal is the same as level. Citation for that then. By the way, guys, I would like to say I am quite enjoying this. This has been quite what's the word?
Civil?
Yes, that's the word I was thinking of.
That's the way we
I've
do
got-
it here.
I've got a couple.
Well, that's good. And if either of you would like to come on one of my live streams and carry on at some point in just as civil a manner, I'd be quite,
I'll
welcoming of
come
you.
on and explain my my test to you.
Okay. Well, I'm not live streaming tonight. I might be tomorrow, Bev. If you do want to at any point, then all you need to do is hop onto my Discord, and I've got
Drop us a link
li-
to your Discord, man. I didn't know you had one. Drop
Yeah,
it-
yeah.
Was that,
drop
was
it
that
in
an
the debate.
invitation for me as
Um,
well, Sensible?
Yes.
See in the thing that I've got there, a horizontal plane level, a horizontal plane or line, surface without inequalities, state of equality standard, line of direction, an instrument for attaining a horizontal line or plane, a section of canal from one lock to another. The adjective is even, horizontal, smooth, equal to something else in importance. Leveled, leveling, to make even, free from equalities.
Bring to the same level.
Yeah, pointing, taking aim. Yeah. It's like horizontal. It's, it's basically, I mean, everybody understands that, right? It's a straight line, isn't it?
Misunderstand.
Nobody.
People do misunderstand.
Nobody gets curve out of all of that stuff, do they? Oh, so Danger Mouse, do you like the way that level is a noun and an adjective? It's brilliant. It's almost like it's intrinsic, right?
I've just dropped the link to my Discord in that same room. Okay.
Sweet. Joined.
Thank you.
There's no initiation ceremony that we have to go through. Around.
No. What time zone are you in now, then, Bev and Primate? It's 4 o'clock where I'm now.
Yeah.
GMT, same as you.
Yeah.
You're GMT.
Yeah,
Bev?
yeah, just up the road, mate.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Okay, that's cool.
BST is pretty sharp.
No,
Good afternoon, everyone.
What up, dude?
Afternoon, Spawn.
I recognise that voice.
Yeah, there's quite a few of us in here from the UK.
Yeah, and that's where this test's going to be taking place as well. Do you want to come?
Is that an invite to me somewhere?
Yeah, see, we would include you in our test. We don't exclude people from the test that we do.
Well, with regard to mine, it's not me that's excluded anyone. The guy who's giving me technical assistance is the one who doesn't wish to be doxed in any way.
Why would we want to dox him? It's a bit silly, but
Well, that's
never
his
mind.
choice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's his
I
choice,
respect
yeah.
his choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder what
So this
people are scared of.
this
Proving
level
the
test
globe.
thing, Bev. Where is it? What is it? When
Proving
is
the
it?
globe.
Yeah, if you prove the globe, that you would be that's a Nobel Peace Prize right there, or Nobel Prize.
What, to
That would
prove
be
the globe?
huge. Yeah. Why would you
Well, I
want?
don't think so, because they regard
never
it as
been done
proven
before.
anyway.
Yeah, why would someone want to be, have anonymity for that? That would be like I'd shut the skirt. I'd be like, damn, way to go, dude. I'd use it as a citation. It'd be like anyone says like, hey, dude, I was a glober. Then I tested globe. It came up bunk, so I became a flat earther. But this guy launched a balloon and proved the globe again.
No, it's me that's launching the balloon. He's a guy who's providing me with technical assistance, skill, and some of the equipment, which does save me quite a bit of money.
But
And he doesn't wish anyone to know his details for his own personal reasons.
Well, I got you, but you already talked about your agenda is to debunk the flat Earth. If you were to start off with logic, reason, and science, flat Earth would have been your starting point to begin with. So by debunking flat Earth, you're throwing everything out that comes after it because you don't even have a foundation of understanding.
See, we're
I'm not
trying
really-
to
again,
we're
I'm not
trying
really
to do
sure.
it without cost to anyone when we do ours.
Yeah. What is your thing, and whereabouts in the country is it, Bev?
Have you not heard?
No,
I don't know anything about
don't know. Nobody
Really?
knows anything about it.
Well, that's what I'm
Weird, isn't
asking.
it? They're all running from talking about it.
I'm not
That's
running
not
from
digging
talking
you.
about it. I'm
I
asking.
know, yeah, I
about it.
know. Like, I'm not saying you. Like, you've come here not knowing about it, but everybody else doesn't want to talk about it. I'm surprised that they've told you to not keep away, but I mean, yeah, brilliant. It's
I don't think there's that sort of conspiracy amongst us.
it's
but- so
northwest.
please tell me. Northwest. Okay,
yeah.
Northwest UK.
Yeah.
And roughly when is it going to be?
I don't know. We don't know yet. When we can get 2 miles of hose pipe together at
Okay.
zero cost.
All right. Okay. So what you're
Do you know
constructing it?
anyone?
Yeah.
But
Do you know anyone in the pipe trade?
No, I don't. But I'm not really sure what you're expecting to see. So if you've got a container at each end with level markings
Do you want to come and we'll do this on your show, like like a full thing, and I'll try and explain it to you in one go.
Yes, and then
it'll
that's some
probably
publicity-
take quite
yeah.
a while.
Will you be able to knock up some diagrams or whatever that we can share?
Yeah, we've got it all done.
Yeah, we've
Excellent.
done all
It's
that.
all ready to go.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
bearing
guys,
in mind your
have you-
diagram earlier on with your level, though, I do wonder if you're on a hiding to nothing. If I'm guessing what your experiment is right.
It's experiment.
Well, guess
You
what
could
you
definitely be guessing wrong because you're calling it an experiment and
Okay.
you're miles off.
Mind you, Bev, we
Oh,
were
yeah,
told
yeah.
away.
Mind you,
weren't
yeah,
we?
yeah.
We
Never
were told
know.
away. Mhm.
Excuse me,
Well-
guys. Have I actually missed much of this conversation already? Like,
About
Yeah.
an hour.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
Hour and a half, maybe.
no, fair enough.
Typical for you, spot on.
Yeah.
Always
Joins
late.
the party late, yeah. Were you
So-
late for your own
Leave
wedding?
Yeah, I mean,
Dark
there
out.
is quite a few of us here, Mr. Sensible. Right? We're all part of this test.
Okay. Can you tell me what the test actually is, though? 'Cause
It's-
I don't really know what we're talking about. Or is it, if it's secret, it's secret. That's fine.
No, it's not
No.
secret. It's pretty dangerous, right? Once you hear the question and it
Okay.
starts going round in your head, you never know where it might lead. So are you sat down and you really want to hear this question?
Yeah, go on.
Pretty dangerous to the globe model,
Ooh.
right?
Well, listen,
the question.
before you tell me then, Bev,
Oh,
right?
okay,
the thing
okay.
is, if you
Get
turn
ready.
round, right, and come up with something which shows that either the Earth is flat or shows that the Earth cannot be a globe, then we've learnt something. I am open to that.
Brilliant.
Hang on a minute, Bev, before you start, can I just put a premise towards Mr. Sensible?
Okay, go on.
Right, Mr. Sensible, okay. If we can demonstrably show that the surface level of water in a canal over the course of a mile is level, horizontal, flat, plane of reference, is this mile then extendable indefinitely? I.e., if you can show that there is no drop or curvature in the surface of standing water over the course of a mile, can you extend that premise indefinitely?
If you can measure it accurately enough, then yes.
Right, and what drop would you assume there to be, given the size of your ball? I'm not going to hold you that it's been disproven by somebody, right? What drop would you expect to see over the course of a mile?
I guess this is where we're going to come into our arguments, because what is drop from
No,
your...
no. Right, okay.
I'm honestly not trying to avoid it.
No, I just want a number from you. You have said there is a difference in the level from the
No.
horizontal. Let
From
me
the
finish.
horizontal.
From the horizontal that you project at point A, the beginning of your mile,
Yep.
you have said that there is a difference between the surface level of the water at that point and a mile further down from your horizontal plane. There is a difference. What is that difference?
Well, that would be where your roughly 8 inches would be.
Right, so if we came to within 7.5 inches.
Well,
would
if you came to 6 or 5, I mean, if you could demonstrate that... no, hold on. So you'd be saying that it's flat. So you'd have to demonstrate that there is no drop, wouldn't you?
So if we can show, all right. So what degree of error? If bearing in mind that you would say that there is approximately 8 inches. So if we show that there is 1 inch, that would become within a margin of error because you haven't got your 8 inches.
Yeah, it would point more towards flat than curve, wouldn't it? Definitely. If you
Right, and if we can get millimeter accurate,
yeah, even more so.
and so you would agree that the surface of the standing water is on a level plane.
Yeah, on a plane, because I would say it's level no matter what. If you've got
A
that
horizontal level plane from your origin point of your established
Yeah, your
horizontal
point A,
plane.
yeah.
Plane's good enough, dude. There's no
Yeah,
need
plane
to overdo
has
it.
plane has no curve, does it?
Right.
You've
So
got a
that
plane at
is
90
then-
degrees to your position A.
and that plane is then extendable over the entire surface of the water. If you
Yes.
can prove there is no curvature in that mile.
Basically, you're trying to show the difference between a straight line and a curved line. No,
Basically,
no,
I'm asking
Guessing.
you if
Oh, it's
that
done.
water
no, I do
level
get it, Bev.
Yeah, nice.
is a plane, is it extendable over the entire water level
Yeah.
surface?
As in, like, if that
Over the
fifth mile
entire
carried on.
water.
Yeah, but hold
Over all
on.
water.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to make sure that I know what I'm agreeing or disagreeing to. So you've got that mile. If you could show that there was only, let's say, a couple of millimeters drop or less within that margin of error, if that mile carried on, would that remain true? Yes.
So that plane would then be extendable over the surface of all water.
Yes.
So there would be no detectable curvature in any water.
If you can show that there is no curve in that mile.
Right. Okay.
Within
How
error.
could that be possible on your ball?
Well, it wouldn't be possible on the ball, would it?
Therefore,
Well, that's what we're getting at. If you can
hang
show
on, hang
what
on.
you're
Let's
claiming,
take
then the
this
world
to
is
its
flat.
logical conclusion. Therefore,
It's flat.
what is flat?
Well, you'd be showing that the water surface is flat. It is not curved, not following the curve of the Earth.
And therefore, there can be no curve
Yes.
to the Earth.
Yeah. That's the whole
Okay.
point. That was the whole point of the Bedford level experiment, wasn't it?
No. Was it? Who
No,
knows?
I think that was to confuse you. People like you, anyway.
Okay, so
Did-
you have some
no,
diagrams
did
and
you-
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you
Mr. Sensible, sorry, mate. Did you say
Yeah.
that a plane doesn't curve just a minute ago?
a flat plane doesn't curve. No,
Just a plane. There's the
a plane.
yeah,
I know, but I was just trying to accentuate. A plane is flat. A flat plane. There is no
Thank
curve.
you. Yeah. Nice one. Thank you.
You've recorded something for some reason, I guess.
No, not at all, mate. I don't do that.
No,
I'm
spot
literally-
on doesn't record, but everything else is recorded.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah,
Okay, so listen, I may well be doing a live stream tomorrow night at 2100 if you're interested in coming on then, which hopefully that's enough time for you to pull together whatever explanation, diagrams, bits and pieces.
yeah.
Okay, that'll be good.
What whiteboard?
I've got the whiteboard ready.
Don't forget your
and-
t-shirt, babe.
We've got geometric logic and the practical, but the full practical test hasn't been done yet. But
Okay, so would you be coming on camera or just voice? I mean, it's fine either way.
I've got a camera on my whiteboard, so. But what I mean,
Okay.
yeah. Do you do
Normally-
it through your Discord?
Normally I do it through Discord. I can set up an equivalent.
No, that's
with
no
Zoom
problem.
room.
I can put my camera on Discord, can't I? If you do it through
Well,
Discord.
I've never pulled it in on Discord, so I don't. I only do it on voice normally. You see, or via a Zoom type room. I can do it on a Zoom type room.
What? You can't get your Discord picture onto your OBS?
I've never tried it. I've never used camera on Discord. I don't know.
I just get your whole thing. It's brilliant. You can share screens and all sorts.
Well, oh right.
You should
Oh, yeah,
should get into
Hold on.
using Discord a bit more.
Oh,
It's
do you know,
a-
I've never even noticed.
It's
this
a
video on there.
fully
I've just
functioning multimedia platform.
Yeah, well, I've just clicked on it now.
Yeah,
Um,
you can put
Well,
your
that's-
camera up. Everybody can put their cameras up.
well, I've just done it. I'm not sure if it's connecting. Can you see if I'm connecting?
I don't know whether you've got your camera through to Discord. Discord settings may be a bit funny through
Is there,
for your camera at the
has,
minute.
has he got the right to do it? I mean, like, as in
Oh, permissions. Yeah, it might
permissions?
be.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Maybe.
Well, what I can do is.
Well, I'd rather not see you anyway. To be honest.
Oh,
Go on.
I've just joined your Discord server. How many members have you got?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head.
So how many of us do you want over there tomorrow then?
A couple. We can have a couple of you.
Sweet. Can everybody else come and listen in the Discord, or do how do you have it set up?
Well, the Discord, what I've got is I've got a live waiting room where anyone can chat, and then I've got a protected live room, so only people can go in there as I drag them in to prevent anyone doing any bombing of a live stream.
Oh, do you get people like that?
To be honest, so far I haven't, but I've been protected against it anyway. I'm not aware of anyone trying.
Yeah. Do you like how ours is working here?
Well, this seems, it's like I said, it's the first time I've been to this channel. We've had a nice chat. We've disagreed, but there's been no nastiness anyway, and that's the way I like to do things as well.
Yeah.
No point getting nasty about it.
No, I know. And obviously, there's people with all sorts. There's people who just use hard science. There's people who use a little bit of science, a little bit of humour, and there's people who use outright abuse. I guess there's a position there for everyone.
We use logic and geometry mainly.
I use logic and cheese.
How good's your logic?
Well, we'll have to wait and see, won't we?
I think it's a bit cheesy.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, Mr. Sensible, for coming in and having a pleasant discussion.
Well, thank you.
It doesn't happen all the time. Mostly in here it does. We're lucky. The way we do things is a bit different to the other FE, kind of channels.
Yeah.
We like to actually have the discussions and not attack people.
Absolutely. There's no point in that, is there?
Yeah. No, there isn't. You're right.
So thanks for that. I appreciate that.
Thank you for coming.
I'm going to... No, not a problem. Excuse me. What I'll do is I'll dig out a video link thing. I might try that new OBS thing, OBS Ninja, and I'll drop a link tomorrow evening in my Discord at the time, and we can get hooked up. And with that, you can share video, okay, Bev, and prime it.
Okay.
I'll come along for support.
Yeah.
It's mainly Bev that will be.
Okay, we'll just get you in then, Bev. We'll let you give a full explanation of what you're doing, what you expect or hope to be able to show, and how, and so on. And then we'll just discuss it, okay?
Sweet.
Cool. All right. Smashing. Well, thanks ever so much, guys. I appreciate it. That was good.
Cheers.
All right.
I'll see you tomorrow then.
Thanks again, Emma, for the channel.
Tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, no worries.